Our kitchen is small and open, so anything left on the countertop made the whole space feel cluttered. The main priority was to clear as much of the countertop as possible. Before I could put away the bigger appliances, I needed to sort out the cabinets and pantry first, so I started with one cupboard at a time. This time I made a quick sketch before taking everything out. I'd made the mistake before of emptying every cupboard first and then trying to decide where everything should go. It took much longer than it needed to, and I ended up moving everything around all over again. I've been reusing jars and containers for as long as I can remember. Growing up, it was just something we always did, so it's become a habit I never really questioned. Coffee jars, jam jars, yogurt containers. If they're still useful, I'd rather give them another life than throw them away. So instead of replacing everything with matching containers, I just kept using what we already had. I grouped similar things together: breakfast, tea, baking ingredients, so everything was easier to find and nothing got lost at the back of the cupboard. Once everything had been sorted, it was much easier to see where an organizer would genuinely help. I added only a few IKEA pieces and baskets. One to use the heights of a shelf. Another to stop packets from falling over. And a couple to keep smaller things together. I wanted the organizers to support the way we already use the kitchen, rather than buying a full system and then trying to fit everything into it. And surprisingly, organizing the cabinets this way gave me enough space for all the larger appliances, so they could come off the bench instead of taking up the counter. My husband wasn't sure about it at first. Since we both cook, he thought taking them out and putting them back every time would be a bit of a hassle. And he had a point. If we kept our usual routine, the appliances would end up back on the bench every day. Because we cook almost every day, it felt like we were always back in the kitchen. We'd chop the vegetables, cook the rice, wash the dishes, wipe everything down. And before long, we were doing it all over again. It didn't seem practical to keep taking everything in and out. Now I usually plan a few days ahead. Sometimes it's most of the week, sometimes just 2 or 3 days. I pick meals that use similar ingredients, check what we already have, and prep the parts that take the longest. So I wash and chop the vegetables once, cook a bigger batch of rice once, and if I'm making something that keeps well, I make enough for another meal. I've realized it's not just the cooking that gets easier. There's less washing up, less food wasted, and I'm not pulling out the same pots and chopping boards every single day. Meal prep doesn't mean eating the same things every day. We just reuse the prepared parts in different ways so dinner still feels different without starting from scratch. And that's really what makes the biggest difference. Dinner comes together much faster, there's less to clean up afterwards, and the kitchen doesn't take over the whole evening anymore. Now the kitchen looks much more open, but once all the clutter was gone, it felt a bit empty. If there's one thing I have learned from this reset, it's that organizing isn't about making a space look perfect. It's about finding a system that works for the way you live. Once we changed the way we use the kitchen, everything else became much easier to maintain.